is for chapter 4, 4-1. 4-1. For number 1, yeah, the written or graphic information about patient care is termed as, what's the answer? Hmm? Records? Health records. Health records. Okay, sorry about that. Health records. No, okay, I caught it. Health records. Yes, it's known as health records. Health records. Very good. List 3 major types of health record systems. What are the 3 major types of health record systems? Source, problem, and integrated. Okay, so integrated, source, and what was the other one? Problem. Okay, those 3 different of health records are only utilized in hospital medical records. They're not utilized in a physician's office. Okay, just hospital. Yes, those different types of medical records. What type of medical records do we use in a physician office? It is the last name. What? It's alphabetic. Very good. Very good. Alphabetic. So remember what I said. It may start off, say, for example, if your last name is Smith. Okay. So isn't it like the numeric way? It's like this, sweetheart. No, I was trying to say it with Birdie. Okay. So if your last name is Smith, the side of the medical record will have SMI, and then it'll have 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now let's suppose thank you, darling. Appreciate that. Okay, you ain't be fine. Could you okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, so Robert, thank you, sweetie. And then you have Smith, SMI 0, 0, 1, 2, 4. You have Sarah Smith. Does everybody understand that? Right. Okay. Remember what I said, that in a doctor's office, yes. Yes, ma'am. You got it? Okay, Pumpkin. Okay, baby. You want me to start over, sweetie? No. I know. It was just easier for her to do it like that. Yeah. If I had the capabilities, I would just print the last page, but it was just easier for her to just do it like that. Yeah. So yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It was just easier to print it like that. At least y'all got page 8. That's what's important. Y'all got page 8. Was I missing something for chapter 3? I don't know what I was. No, most of the pages is missing out the appendix. Yeah, that I do have, and I have to bug Johnny a little later because I don't want to keep bugging him. Bless his heart. He ain't got nothing else to do. I know, but I don't want to keep bugging him. I don't want to keep bugging him. I gonna do it on break or something. Well, I appreciate that. You got paper and digital. Or electronic. Or electronic. Very good. So you have paper-based medical records. Paper-based medical records are these. You know. Yes, they be in a manila folder like this. Okay, and it'll have on the label the patient's last name first, because you always want to greet the patient as Mr. or Mrs. Okay. Now let's get a little deeper. Sometimes both chart systems. Yes. So what they'll do is they'll pull your chart. So for like the doctor's notes, they'll stick that in the door. Mm-hmm. So when the doctor see you, they can write the notes down, and then they'll transfer electronically once the visit is over. That's right. Some of them work like that. I think it's better because that way you have a paper copy and an election. It's true, but that's double work. But if that's what they want to do, then that's their. I was just saying that way you can keep up with your signature. Yeah, that is certainly true. Now let me get right back to this point right here. Okay. Acknowledge them as Mr. or Mrs. Smith, or Mr. and Mrs. Jones, or Mr. and Mrs. whatever their last name is, unless they tell you just call me Frank or something like that. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Now, let me get a little deeper. We're living in an age of transgender world. Okay, so what is happening is that if that person respectfully would like for you to call them Mrs., even though their government birth certificate and everything says that they are male, do that out of respect for their wishes. However, and I know sometimes we can have our religious preference or our beliefs. I get that. But we live in a natural society. Okay. Natural society, which means that's not natural. Well, that's a whole nother Bible study. But however, you have to respect the time that you in. Okay. And you have to do it in love. Do it in love. Okay. Regardless of what your personal beliefs are, you have to still respect and do it in love. Okay. Well, okay. But my point is that you respectfully call them as they wish. If she wishes to be called Mr., and that's what she's transferring over to be, even though her government certificate says she is a Miss, respectfully as her wishes, Mr. It keeps peace in the office. Okay. It's not that you're bowing down to something out of your religious belief, but it's also love. Okay. Everything is won over with kindness and love. You get more with honey than you do with vinegar. Okay. That's the wisdom. You have to be wise as a serpent and gentle as a dove. Does everybody understand that? Everything has to be done in wisdom. Okay. All right. So I wanted to entertain that. So when you file this on the medical record where they go, the last name is going to be SMI and then 0012. I can write on here because this is my folder. So I can write on here. Okay. So it's going to have some different color sticky tabs. Here's the different color. So it's going to be S. You don't have to write this. They have the color sticky tabs to do that for you. Okay, one, 2, 3. Each letter is a different color. Yeah, each letter has its own different colors. Exactly. So when you get ready to file it in a physician's office, it's going to have Smith and then 00123. That means this is Robert Smith, R. Smith, Robert Smith. And then if there's a Sarah Smith, she could be related to him or not, then she would be like right over here. Do y'all get that? And so on and so on and so on and so on. This is only in a physician's office, never in a hospital. Alphabetical, only in a physician's office. What takes place in a hospital medical records? How are they filed? Terminal digit order. Remember I told y'all we went over those numbers yesterday? Terminal digit order. Okay, and we'll go more into that a little later. But that's for all you all that would like to dive deep. You just go on with the last number, by the last number or something, or the ending number, terminal. Yes, yes. So it starts off like, I write it here. It may start off like 000567812. 00056781013. It's backwards. You understand? So go first. No. Oh. This will go first. The 1 2 and then the 1 3 and then the 1 4. Okay. What you'll pay attention to is the second number that has this in the middle. Okay, it'll never have a person's alphabetic and then their number. It's just numbers. Okay. And when you deal with paper-based medical records in a hospital, in terminal digit order, whenever you pull a chart off of a hospital shelf, you have to replace it with a read out guide, with a card that says this chart went to OB-GYN ward on this day at this time. So when we get ready to audit medical records, and if it's been out for over a week and the person has been discharged 2 or 3 days ago, we know where the chart is last located. We can go in the out guide, pull out that index card, and say, oh, we need to roll our cart around the different floors, different wards. You have the neurology ward, OB-GYN ward, orthopedic ward, surgical ward, renal ward. You have different wards, NICU, ICU, and you have to pick up those charts. Once that patient has been discharged, you'll get a discharge status of all the patients that have been discharged. You have to take that and compare were the charts brought back in so they can be analyzed. You have quantitative and qualitative analysis. Okay, you know about that. Very good. So you have to do that in order to, secondly, do your coding. Okay. Then after you do that, then you do your billing. Okay. So
billing would be the quantitative and the work that you
those are two different things. Qualitative is checking to make sure about the signatures. Did the doctor sign off on here? Did the doctor sign off on this? Did the nurse sign off on that? You have to make sure all signatures are in its proper place. Okay. Quantitative is that, okay, the patient got so many dosages of medication per day, a prescribed medication of, let's say, Tylenol per day. So, yes. Yes. So you have to make sure that there's a paper trail per day of the medication being given to the patient. It has to be some documentation in there every day that the patient was there that is listed. Okay, so that's quantitative. Mm-hmm. So everything has to be accounted for. Everything has to be accounted for. Okay. All right. Very good. Okay, so we talked about terminal digit order. We talk about alphabetic records in a physician's office. Let's move on to number 4. Did you read number 4 for me?
Yesterday?
Uh-huh.
I came later.
You came later. Okay, so I'll let you do number 4.
The accessibility of medical records
Mm-hmm.
between providers and other healthcare organizations.
Okay. The answer? Accessibility of medical records between providers and other healthcare organizations. Very good. Number 5. Toy, I'm gonna skip you. I'm gonna go to Shanice.
Number 5.
That's page 46.
Okay. Providers who are not participating in the with a 2.0% adjustment reduction in their payment.
Okay, very good. Let me dive deep into that. What happens is, let me dive deep into that. So let me erase some of this first. Meaningful use. That's all part of meaningful use. We'll talk about that in a minute. It's real important. Because after 2021, meaningful use will be over. And I'll explain what that means. Okay. Meaningful use in medical records. Wait, still kind of wet. Oh, it's still kind of wet. Okay, so with meaningful use is a program, an incentive program is an incentive program for doctors to use electronic medical records and to stream away from paper-based medical records. We need to rid the use of paper. We need to rid the use of paper. Okay? Yes.
Incentive program for what?
Incentive program for doctors. Records. When healthcare reform took place,
Which time?
2014. Reform, which is Obamacare, now they want to call it Trump care, came into place in 2014. Doctors were given an incentive. That incentive was monthly bonuses, okay? Monthly bonuses to use software for their medical record billing and coding, or coding and billing use. It makes it more efficient in filing. Once 21 arrives, the incentive plan will be no more. There will be a %2 deduction from provider pay from insurance companies. Okay? There would be a 2% pay. I'm sorry, 2% deduction. 2% deduction. So every time that they insist to send paper claims, paper time they do that and they do not adopt or sign up for an EMR software, centers of Medicare, Medicaid services will start deducting from their pay. So if they were used to getting $10,000 a month, 2% of 10,000 is what?
2%.
2%. 2%.
400
400
of 10,000.
Mm-hmm.
10% of 10,000 is 1,000.
Yeah, but 2% is 1% is 100. That's their pay every time. If they do not. If they do not. Because you have something still stuck in their old ways. I had a client like that. Want them to upgrade and move forward. That's right. And I had a client like that. And she did not want to switch over. It was hard to get her to switch. She switched over and used electronic medical records, but she still wanted paper-based. And that's what the example that LaRonda was speaking of. And then it was hard to get her to understand how to say getting your computers updated to accommodate the electronic medical records software. You know how Chrome updates every year? The browsers updates every year? That's true. So you have to stay up to date. So it's investments with that, but it's worthy investments. It's not as nominal, but it's worthy. Exactly. So those $200 add up. Yeah, they add up. Exactly.
Percentage too. It just came to me.
Okay, how did you do it?
Okay, I'm sure.
Show me.
I think I did it right.
Show me.
Like math, but I know how to add. This is division in proportion.
Yes.
So
yes.
The last class I was trying to show y'all how you get like 10% of 1,000. I just figured it out. All right, so you get the percent. When they say percent, you put the percent in a percent form. So 10% of 100. I mean, 10% of 1,000 would be diagram as shown. So you follow exactly what it says. So it say the doctor needs 10% of 1,000. So put 10 over 100 because 10 over 100 is 10%. That's what 10% is. And then when they say of means the number you're talking about goes at the bottom. Right. And when if you say is, the number you're talking about goes at the top. So if you say of 1,000, 1,000 going to the denominator, you cross multiply and solve.
Very good.
I don't know what's wrong last class.
Yeah, it's okay. You got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. You have a real drive and passion for math, and especially for learning, and that's great. That is great. And I know it bugged you too. You like, I know it. Yeah.
Okay, you gonna just lose me again.
But she got it. Thank you, Khalees. Okay, I'm trying to. Y'all said chapter 4. Are we missing 4? Y'all said. You don't have the answer key. You don't. And I'm all out. I'm all out.
You said 4? It might be an extra 4 right here. I think I just put a bunch of 3.
Really?
Yeah, so here's the extra one right here. 4. That's a key. Go.
Is it 2 of them in there or just 1, Khalees?
That's just going down here.
You don't have yours? Let me go make a copy real quick.
Hold on, sweetie. Hold on.
1, 2, 5.
Okay.
The rest 10, 9, 8, 7.
Okay. Could you have Johnny make me about 3 more copies of that chapter 4?
Okay.
3 more copies. Yeah. 3 more. Oh, wait, the last page you're missing. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so now we have that. So it's called meaningful use. Meaningful use. That's a term that y'all gonna hear a lot in your profession, meaningful use. So I want you all to become very familiar with that. Come 2021, they're going to end that. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but November 2021, they come out with the new code book.
Oh, they come out with new code books every year.
Now, when do they end? Will they end in November when they come out with the new code book, or when they?
Now that I don't know. I have no idea. I have to study up on that, so I don't know. Okay, number 5. Lola, could you give me number 5?
No, 5.
Oh, we did 5? Okay, 6, 7? 6, okay.
Yeah, it does explain that. So do we see this?
Okay, so read number 7.
What is the sentence for
Medicare and Medicaid services, definition of legible documentation. Okay, that is all data must be easily recognizable by someone outside of the medical practice who is unfamiliar with the handwriting. Meaning, whatever you write, somebody that's like a layman should be able to read it, should understand whatever is written. That's that definition of a legible documentation.
Yeah. So
Yes.
like, the handwriting has to be like really kind of neat.
Kind of neat, but
You're not gonna pay for it every day.
yeah, but they still have to kind of write it in such a way where the common layperson can't recognize everything. But you have pharmacists and other folks that can recognize that because they train their eyes to read such writings.
I mean, they can say it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't understand what is written there. Digital one, all this will not arise anymore.
Yes, yes. The electronic medical records erases all of that difficulties. Yeah, very good. Number 8, Evelyn.
Performance of service and proper level of care given in the appropriate
Setting.
is known as medical
Medical necessity. Medical necessity. So that's like a medical necessity. Say like the person has migraine headaches, and the migraine headaches can be coming from you clenching your teeth at night. Okay. Dental work, exactly. And so you go to your dentist. Hi, sweetie. Come on in. Come on in. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah. Just place it. Yeah. Over there. Yeah. Huh? Yes, please. If you could put those in the refrigerator, that'd be great. I'm gonna be detoxing today. Well, tomorrow.
You gonna get the
Tomorrow.
third one too?
Yeah.
Tomorrow Friday.
Yeah. I'll be near the toilet. That'd be good. I plan on eating a lot of salad this weekend.
Just watch the salad dressing. How they do.
I know.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And please let me know how you like it. Okay.
I will.
Okay,
I
thank
will.
you.
Thank you for sending me that text.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Do you have
And-
any business cards?
Not yet.
Okay.
Next week.
That's cool.
My goal is to go grab, put an order in on Sunday or Monday.
Where you plan to go for your business cards?
Somewhere on Harvard.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's cool. I mean, 'cause I work at UPS and we make business cards, so maybe you can get a discounted rate. I'm at the one on Bel Air and in Bel Air and Bissonnette. We make a whole bunch of like flyers, all kind of accessories for business in case you're interested. Yeah.
And I'm gonna get out of here.
Yeah. Oh, you're fine.
682
You're fine.
307.
So medical necessity. So say for example, the neurologist says, you know, this comes from you clenching your teeth at night in your sleep, okay? And your jaw gets locked. So he refers you over to a dentist, or he has you to go see a dentist. Very good. And he has you to see a dentist of some sort. And then what he does is write a referral and write an authorization of medical necessity and send that medical records over to the dental office. Not only will your dental insurance pay for the dental part, but the medical insurance will also cover that because that also falls on the medical side. Do y'all see how that works? So, yeah, because your headache due to your migraines, and that happened to me. So you become after a while to know how to appeal certain insurances for medical necessities. If a person needs a wheelchair, say like their wheelchair has broken before 5 years, normally Medicare will not give a person a new wheelchair before 5 years. It has to be 5 years or more before they get another wheelchair for Medicare to pay. But if something has happened, maybe they increased in size and weight and they need a bigger wheelchair, or the wheelchair has broken of some sort beyond their fault, you can write a letter of medical necessity saying why the patient really needs a new wheelchair and have supportive documentation from the physician's office on a company letterhead. Okay, does everybody understand that? It's a lot to learn. It's going to take you years to master this, but trust me, you'll love it. You'll love it as much as I do. I hope so. Okay, number nine. Let's see, Natalie, number 9.
Medicare administrative Medicare administrative contractors have walk-in rights to access a medical practice without an appointment or search warrant to conduct a review of documentation, audits, and evaluations.
That's right. They can come in anytime they feel like it to audit medical records. How are you coding this? Are you coding this correctly? This is supposed to be 3 codes, not 4 codes. Okay, so we're going to have to go back to your EOBs at the insurance company and deduct for that line of service that's not documented.
Okay, excuse me, the medical administrative contractors, are they from the government?
Yeah, they're from the government, the Office of Investigative General, OIG. Okay, number 11. LaRonda, can you do number 11? Number 10, baby. Do number 10.
Fines and penalties may be levied and providers may be excluded from the program.
Okay, so if a medical practice is audited by Medicare officials and intentional miscoding is discovered, it may be levied and providers may be, what's the answer?
Excluded from the program.
Excluded from the program. We just got through saying that.
Or kicked out, right?
Or kicked out. Yep, absolutely. All right, Coes, number 11.
Define the following terms in relationship to bill.
Mm-hmm.
Number 11. A.
Why is so long?
A new patient is one who has not received any professional services from the physician or any other physician who's of the same specialty who belongs to the same group or practice within the past 3 years.
Okay.
B. An established patient is one who has received professional services from the physician or any other physician of the same specialty who belongs to the same group or practice within the past 3 years.
Very good. Once we get the coding, you're going to understand the difference between new patient code and established patient code. All right. Number 12. Night.
Explain the difference between a consultation and the referral of a patient.
Mm-hmm.
A consultation is service rendered by a physician whose opinion or advice is requested by another physician or agency in the evaluation or treatment of a patient's illness or a suspected problem. While a referral is transfer of the total or specific care of the patient from one physician to another for known problems.
Very good. And there's different types of referrals. There's a paper referral to go to a specialist and an authorization number that's sent to the specialist. Okay. So one is electronic and one is paper. It just depends on the insurance plan and policy. Okay. Number 13, Torn.
Medical care for a patient was receiving treatment for an illness and is referred to a second physician for treatment of the same condition is a situation called continuity of care.
Continuity of care. We just got you talking about that yesterday. 14. Shanique.
Medical condition as defined by Medicare is a medical condition manifesting itself by acute symptom of significant suspicion, security, severity, such that the absence of immediate medical attention should
Okay, I lost. Medical attention could reasonably be expected to result in placing the patient's health in serious jeopardy, serious impairment to body functions, and serious dysfunction.
Dysfunction.
Why? That's how you spell it. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, very good. Number 50.
Describe it.